Picture this. You're strolling down a city street, minding your own business, when something catches your eye. Embedded in the pavement is a peculiar tile, no bigger than a license plate, with a message that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi novel. Resurrect dead on planet Jupiter. This isn't some promotional gimmick for the next blockbuster. It's part of one of the strangest urban mysteries of the last few decades. Today, we're diving deep into the enigma that has puzzled, fascinated, and occasionally freaked out everyone who's come across it. Welcome to the curious case of the Toynbee Tiles. So, what exactly are these Toynbee Tiles? And why do they have people scratching their heads? Let's rewind to the early 1980s, the era of big hair, boomboxes, and apparently cryptic messages embedded in city streets. The first tile popped up in Philadelphia, and honestly, it was like nothing anyone had seen before. These tiles weren't just random graffiti or some kid's art project gone rogue. They were meticulously crafted, rectangular, made from a mix of asphalt and tar, giving them a weirdly durable, mosaic-like appearance. But the real kicker? The messages. These tiles carried strange, almost poetic phrases that left everyone wondering, what does it all mean? It started small. A few locals noticed them during their daily commutes. City workers stumbled across them during routine street repairs. But as more tiles began to appear, it became clear that this wasn't just a Philly thing. These tiles were popping up in cities across the US and even as far away as South America. We're talking New York, Chicago, Buenos Aires, São Paulo, you name it. There was probably a Toynbee tile lurking somewhere in the pavement. And just like that, a full-blown urban mystery was born. Now, you'd think with so many people noticing these tiles, someone would have figured out who was behind them, right? Wrong. The Toynbee Tiles seemed to operate on their own terms, leaving everyone from city officials to curious locals scratching their heads. The more tiles that appeared, the more questions arose. Was this some kind of underground art movement? A cryptic message from a secret society? Or just a really elaborate prank? In 2011, things took a turn when John Foy released his documentary, Resurrect Dead: The Mystery of the Toynbee Tiles. The film follows a group of amateur sleuths obsessed with uncovering the truth behind the tiles. And while they got closer than anyone before, the mystery didn't exactly unravel neatly. What they found were hints, connections, and a whole lot of dead ends. They tracked down leads, chased down rumors, and even unearthed a few possible suspects. But the true identity of the tiler, still a mystery. One of the most intriguing things the documentary uncovered was the method behind the madness. These tiles weren't just slapped onto the pavement. They were carefully constructed and embedded, often in freshly laid asphalt or during road repairs. It's labor-intensive work, which makes you wonder who had the time, the resources, and the sheer dedication to pull this off on such a massive scale. Let's zoom in on these tiles for a second because the devil's in the details. Each Toynbee tile features a cryptic message that's practically begging to be decoded. The most famous one? Toynbee idea in movie 2001 Resurrect Dead on planet Jupiter. Okay, let's break that down. Toynbee idea. This is a shout out to Arnold J. Toynbee, a British historian who had some pretty big ideas about the rise and fall of civilizations. He believed that societies go through cycles. Growth, peak, decline, collapse, rinse, repeat. Maybe the tiler was inspired by Toynbee's theory, suggesting that we're due for some kind of grand rebirth. Or maybe they just liked the sound of the name. Who knows? In movie 2001, Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey, a film that's as mind-bending as it is iconic. It's all about human evolution, mysterious monoliths, and the vast unknown of space. The tiler's reference here might be linking Toynbee's ideas with Kubrick's vision of the future, A future where humanity transcends its current state. Or maybe just a nod to a favorite movie. Either way, it's a strange combination that keeps us guessing. Resurrect dead. This is where things get eerie. The phrase resurrect dead could be taken literally, like, are we talking zombies here? But most interpretations lean towards the metaphorical. It could be a call for a revival of sorts, a rebirth of ideas, of civilizations, or maybe even of humanity itself. It's poetic, sure, but also a little unsettling. On planet Jupiter. And here's the kicker. Jupiter, the giant of our solar system, a planet that's often associated with grandeur and the unknown. The idea of resurrecting the dead on Jupiter sounds like something out of a wild sci-fi novel, but in the context of these tiles, it adds a layer of mystique. Is it a metaphor for an idealistic, far-off future? Or just a bit of sci-fi flair thrown in for good measure? Your guess is as good as mine. Now, let's dive into some of the more intriguing theories surrounding the Toynbee Tiles. If you're ready for a ride through art, history, and a dash of conspiracy, then buckle up. Theory 1. Just art? First up, we've got the idea that the Toynbee Tiles are simply a form of guerrilla street art, like Banksy, but with way more asphalt. Imagine a mysterious artist crafting these cryptic messages to provoke thought. Or maybe just to see how many people he could confuse. It's not just art, it's art that literally stops you in your tracks. The intricate process of embedding these tiles into the pavement suggests that the creator wasn't just playing around. They were serious about getting these messages out there, one street at a time. This theory paints the tiles as an ongoing project, an evolving piece of urban art that spans decades and continents. It's about making people stop and think even if they're not entirely sure what they're thinking about. Theory 2. Kubrick connection. Now, what if the tiles are more than just street art? What if they're an intellectual blend of history and sci-fi, with a side of philosophy? This theory dives into the idea that the creator was deeply inspired by both Arnold J. Toynbee's historical theories and Stanley Kubrick's 2001, A Space Odyssey. The reference to Toynbee's ideas of civilization's cyclical nature and Kubrick's exploration of human evolution and the unknown suggests a vision of the future where humanity resurrects itself. Maybe not on Earth, but on the vast plains of Jupiter. Theory 3. Prank or marketing? Then there's the possibility that this whole thing is one elaborate decades-long prank, or maybe even an early form of guerrilla marketing. It's like the viral marketing stunts we see today, but way more old school. The tiles, with their bizarre and seemingly disconnected messages, could be a way to capture attention and stir up conversation. Theory 4. Secret society? Now, if you're into the more mysterious side of things, you might lean toward the theory that the Toynbee Tiles are the work of a secret society. Think of it as a modern-day Illuminati, but instead of pyramids and eyes, they've got asphalt and cryptic text. This theory posits that the tiles are messages meant for a select few, a part of some grand plan that the rest of us are just not in on. Theory 5. Philosophical symbols. Finally, some believe that the Toynbee Tiles are dripping with theological and philosophical symbolism. The references to resurrection and Jupiter could be pointing to ideas far beyond our mundane existence, hinting at enlightenment, rebirth, or even our place in the universe. And there you have it, a smorgasbord of theories, each one as tantalizing as the next. Whether you think the Toynbee Tiles are the work of a rogue artist, a secret society, or something else entirely, one thing's for sure, they've got us all talking, and that, my friends, might just be the point. You'd think after all these years, the Toynbee Tiles would have faded into obscurity. Just another urban legend left to gather dust. But nope. The mystery is very much alive, and it seems like the tiles aren't done with us yet. Even after the Resurrect Dead documentary, which brought the Toynbee Tiles into the spotlight, new tiles have continued to appear. And we're not talking about old, worn-out relics from the 80s. These are fresh, shiny, and just as cryptic as ever. It's like the creator or someone inspired by them is still out there, keeping the mystery alive. In recent years, tiles have popped up in cities that hadn't seen them before. It's as if the phenomenon is spreading to new locations, reaching places that might not have been on the original creator's radar. This keeps the story evolving like a living legend that refuses to be pinned down. With every new tile that's discovered, online communities light up. Reddit threads, conspiracy forums, and urban exploration sites buzz with activity. People post photos of the new tiles, compare them to the old ones, and dive into fresh theories about who might be behind them. Some theorize that the new tiles are the work of copycats, fans of the original who want to keep the tradition going. Others think the original creator might still be at it, quietly adding to their legacy. Either way, the arrival of new tiles has reignited interest in the mystery, proving that it's far from over. What's particularly intriguing is the shift in some of the messages. While many of the newer tiles still reference Toynbee and Jupiter, some include slight variations, like different wordings or new symbols. This has led to speculation that the creator is evolving their message, or perhaps that these new tiles are a response to the widespread attention the originals have received. But as always with the Toynbee tiles, answers are hard to come by. Each new discovery raises more questions than it answers, pulling us deeper into the enigma. It's almost as if the tiles are playing a game with us, one where the rules are constantly changing and the goal is to keep us guessing. So, as long as new tiles keep surfacing, the mystery remains unsolved. And maybe that's the way it's meant to be, a puzzle that keeps us looking down, searching for meaning in the most unexpected places. And there we have it, the curious case of the Toynbee tiles. If there's one thing we've learned, it's that some mysteries are meant to intrigue rather than resolve. These tiles, with their cryptic messages and elusive origins, have become a part of our urban folklore, blending elements of art, conspiracy, and sheer eccentricity. Whether they're the work of a solitary visionary or a collective effort, they've managed to capture our imagination and keep us guessing. Maybe that's their true magic. The Toynbee tiles challenge us to look beyond the obvious, to ponder the strange and surreal, and to appreciate the beauty in not having all the answers. They remind us that the world is full of hidden stories and strange phenomena just waiting to be discovered. So what do you think? Are the Toynbee tiles a piece of a grand puzzle or simply an enigmatic urban legend? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the world of urban mysteries, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're always in the loop for our next adventure.